This morning, former President Trump is vowing to appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court after Colorado's High Court ruled he is not eligible to be on the state's ballot because of his role in the January 6th insurrection.
They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. And in the end, they're not after me, they're after you.
Trump, campaigning last night, did not directly mention the ruling, which is based on the 14th Amendment. It bars certain people from holding office if they engaged in insurrection or rebellion or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But the full wording of the amendment is under scrutiny because it does not specify the president. It only specifies certain elected officials and, quote, officers of the government. The big question, was Trump, as president, an officer of the government?
The lower court in Colorado said that they found that President Trump did engage in an insurrection, but then they relied on kind of a narrow, almost technicality to say, we don't believe that this is an officer of the United States.
But Colorado's Supreme Court reversed that decision in a 4-3 ruling, saying Trump was an officer of the United States.
This will rally Republican primary voters around Donald Trump. It makes Democrats look like they're going after Donald Trump, again, instead of going after him at the ballot box.
Critics of the ruling saying Trump has not been convicted of any role in the January 6th insurrection and therefore should not be punished. One of the 3 justices in Colorado in his dissent wrote, "The majority's opinion flies in the face of the due process doctrine." Trump has already faced 14th Amendment lawsuits in several other states. This is the first time he's lost.
So in some ways, if the Supreme Court reverses the Colorado Supreme Court, they'll be sort of with the majority of judges so far who've looked at this question.
Critics of the Colorado ruling say judges are taking away a decision that should be made by voters. Legal experts say in the end, that will be up to the U.S. Supreme Court and how it interprets the 14th Amendment.
So the Constitution's the top dog in the country. You can't be 25 and run for president, so that supersedes voters, really. And I think that, the Supreme Court makes the argument, the Colorado Supreme Court, that the president is treated as an officer 25 other times in the Constitution, so I don't think it's an invalid ruling.
No word yet on when the Supreme Court could take up the case. Colorado is part of the Super Tuesday primaries in March. The state's Republican Party is now threatening to cancel its primary if the court ruling against Trump is upheld. The party says it could hold a caucus instead to get around that ruling.